I just realised you've got your mustache on
I
still. Hey, everybody.
G'day.
I think we're on.
Looks like we are.
Yeah, he linked it up to the... I've only just arrived to the warehouse, so Jordan's done all the prep. You've obviously linked it up to the group and everything.
The Facebook
Oh,
group?
no, we don't need to do that.
No,
what am I
we're
talking
not.
about?
I don't know. Anyway, we're happy to be here.
We are.
Hope you like my mustache today. Movember, you know the deal. I don't normally look this creepy. Do we have any views?
Should we tell the story that happened at the beach
No,
yesterday?
we shan't. No, we won't tell the story. No, we won't.
I'm going to just send you a live link around.
And I'm just going to fumble through an introduction while Laney sends the live link around. And hopefully we'll get a few eyeballs on this and we can get cracking. But I hope you're enjoying the day. It is an absolute pearl up here on the sunny coast. Fortunately, I get to ride my van out to the beach and park it there and work from there most days. And I did not want to leave, that's for certain. But it's always great to finish a challenge with a live, and we get to chat to you guys. It's
the best part.
Yeah, we get to hear questions, experiences, feedback, and you guys get to experience a little bit of us, good or bad. We'll let you decide. And yeah, we get to give away a couple of good prizes. We also get to cover off on some questions that you guys have had through the challenge. We want to welcome you all here, especially those who are new. We do have a few returning faces, but thank you all for joining us. We really want to firstly acknowledge the steps you guys are taking. So we know we're on a journey. Everyone's on a journey, whether they're at the beginning, middle, or end. We're all in this whole food journey to try and improve our internal composition, which will improve our output, feelings, activities, outcomes, all that sort of stuff. So we know that what you put into your body is vital to that. But we wanted to just say, to take a moment to really have a look at, you guys have taken some time out of your week, a little bit each day, to learn a bit more about supercharging your smoothies. And just putting that into context, it's a massive step into eliminating the, what would you call it? I tend to go for exploitives in this, but eliminating foods that aren't so good and replacing them with incredible foods that serve, sustain, and nourish our body. So we want to acknowledge you guys because whether this is a big step for you or a small step, it's an important one because there's a lot out there that you can eat that is not going to do you any good, but also do you some damage. So we know that organic, spray-free, chemical-free whole foods is the way to go. And that's pretty common across the board.
Oh, I should have said on the other side. I've injured my neck and I can't turn to look at Jordan.
Do you know what places?
We'll see how we go. I think it's the same on the other side. Actually, straight after this, I just had a birthday recently and my parents bought me a voucher for a massage. And I think the timing has been perfect because I'm able to go straight after this and drive over and get that much needed massage.
Yeah. So anyway.
Bit of a diversion there. But we're matching too. Have you seen that?
Yeah, pretty cool.
So I think we should get stuck in. Let's announce a winner.
Well, let's finish the acknowledgement. You guys are doing some incredible things, and we hope and applaud you for it, and hope you continue to make the small changes. With any substantial and sustainable change requires patience, requires a little bit at a time, requires you acknowledging that you're making progressive steps and understanding that you're not going to perfect it overnight, in a week or a month, but keep at it. Consistency is key. And small, simple steps will get you to where you want to be, which is incredible health outcomes, longevity of life, avoiding chronic disease and issues that really detract from lifestyle as we age.
And I think there's been, I'm not sure if you've seen them come through. Have you seen some emails coming through the last couple of days? Some beautiful emails from people. So grateful that we've crossed paths at the time that we have because they've found themselves in a place where they've got a chronic disease and they're trying to search for a solution. And this challenge has thankfully given a lot of people confidence and hope that there really is choices that they can make to help them navigate their way through to a healthier life. Yeah. So it's exciting, so exciting to be part of this work, and we love doing it.
Yeah, we love it. Thumbs up to you guys. Just a bit of context, we're in our warehouse at Coolum Beach. So we have some work going on in the background, orders being packed, some noise happening. So apologies if that's distracting, but that's where we are.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess on that note, good segue into who are we?
Who
are the Whole Food Collective? Yeah.
Let's we tend to get pretty passionate and blabber on about this. We've committed to keep this really short and concise. So
let's go for a 3 to 4 minute intro. Okay, so for those of you who aren't aware, the Whole Food Collective is an organization that strives to help people access incredible whole food. And we help people access that through education.
Like you've seen.
Yeah, our Supercharged Smoothie Challenge is one of our challenges that we run. So education is one half of what we do, and an organic online whole food store is the second half of what we do. So with the education, we try and back that up with access to these incredible foods. Now,
sorry, I'm just going to interrupt.
No, you go.
I love interrupting. But I think that the two main obstacles that people face when they want to choose to live a healthier lifestyle is, one, not knowing what to do, what to eat, how to do it, how to make it work in such a busy life, et cetera, et cetera. So that was one of our goals, was to help our own family overcome that seemingly insurmountable obstacle, and also number two, make it accessible, and pull away the confusion. We have a very robust external panel that vets every single product that we bring on, every ingredient, every processing aid. We've gone back to suppliers, not uncommonly, 6 to 8 times to clarify the processing methods of a particular ingredient in a product. So it's just beyond thorough. We've got a gut expert, a naturopath, a toxins expert, an additive expert, and these are world-renowned, very credible people who we really respect. And so it's been a privilege to partner with people like that, who are also on the same mission to make sure that people actually know what they're eating. Flipping over a packet and reading the label doesn't always tell us what we need to know. So it's been really fun to ensure that people can know what they're eating. Yeah.
So Lainey touched on one of the key pillars of the Whole Food Collective, and that is our external product vetting panel. So we have people that look at our products to make sure that they're 100% awesome. So you guys can have confidence that anything you shop at the Whole Food Collective is going to be fantastic. So the Whole Food Collective is education and a store. And we hope that we've set up the store in a way that allows a bit more of a discount as a member, and that we've done that because our suppliers pass on more of a discount to us, because we pass on more of a discount to you guys. And so that's why there's a membership involved. You can jump on and grab a free trial and shop for 14 days and see what it's like to experience us. And then it will automatically become a paid membership after that. But the membership is an important part of it because it's an exclusive. It's a closed market, so that we can actually offer some of these products a bit cheaper. Otherwise, it would be competing with their other customers, and then they wouldn't like that. So anyway, so that's a membership at the Whole Food Collective.
I remember going down to a health food store with a baby on I had a strap to my chest, and I got this was pretty early on in the journey, and I got 3 or 4 things and went through the checkout, and I had to do this. Can't move my neck. This double take of the total on the register, and it's another big hurdle that people face when they want to start eating better. And so we wanted to really strip away as much of that as we could as well.
Yeah. So I mean, we've just actually dropped a Christmas range, a few products especially for Christmas. Just wanted to show you my favorite.
It's totally his favorite. He raves about this.
These are so delicious, candied maple nuts. But anyway, so we have a whole bunch of products that we like to help people get access to, and they're incredibly awesome. No nasties, no terrible stuff.
And we make it all in-house too. We're pretty proud. We just got this big dehydrator, and we make sure it's slow roasted to retain the nutrients, and we really go the extra mile to make sure that we're delivering the best. And everything's in compostable packaging if it's got our name on it. So it's all, we really try to tick all the boxes, but
that's it.
I feel like we're rambling again.
And it's home delivered. So that's 4 minutes, 4 minutes 23.
Okay.
Yeah, not too
Probably
bad.
The best we've done so far.
So that's the Whole Food Collective. If you'd like any more info, jump on thewholefoodcollective.com.au, check it out, and yeah, that's us. So
we're going to give away a prize, and then we're going to give you some tips for smoothie success. Now, the tips are really important, and make sure you listen to those. After that, we're going to move on into our Q&A.
Oh, no, Q&A's at the end. We'll give them a savings code for the promotion for the Supercharged Smoothie Challenge.
Yes. Which
is going to be for you to, if you want to shop the pre-made blends that we do, plus blend ingredients, that we have here. So we'll give you that.
And equipment too, all our tumblers,
equipment too, yeah.
tumblers, kids tumblers, straws, ice cream molds for leftover smoothies. Oh, I usually like to do a little live video during the challenge about what to do if you've got leftover smoothie because you don't want to waste it. You can pour it into these ice cream molds. We've got these little kid-friendly small ones or bigger love heart ones. And you just freeze them with a little paddle pop stick in, and then it's a breakfast on the run or maybe dessert, and it's genius. A lot of kids, that's the only way they'll have a smoothie is if it's frozen in an ice block. So give it a go if you've got resistant kids.
Great for the hot summer mornings. All right, so let's have a look at our agenda. Should we move on into the ebook?
Yes.
Just to announce that we're giving it away.
Yeah, ebook is coming at you guys. After we finish up live, we're going to send you the ebook, and it will have all the details of how to get hold of the savings code as well.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty mega ebook. So
it's huge. Yeah, it's like 60 pages. It's full of, pretty much sums up the whole Supercharged Smoothie Challenge in terms of information, content on ingredients, on benefits, nutritional benefits of certain types of foods for your system. And it goes into we've got a bunch of different recipes for the Supercharged smoothie mixes we do, so you can play around.
Recipes. Yeah, that's
bonus
right.
recipes. So there's a whole bunch in there. It's a free giveaway. That's okay, Maria. No problems.
Maria, it's so nice to see that you're the first one to comment. Thank you. Hi.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Everyone else, say hello.
Yeah, please. That'd be great. So anyway, we'll move on. We'll give you that ebook after this live. So I guess it's probably good to start off with the tips. So obviously we've done this a few times. We love smoothies. We do smoothies all the time. I'm a bit of a freestyle crazy man. I combined the choc rounder and the gut loving this morning.
That's not a bad combo.
Crazy blend.
It's all the other stuff that he puts in it.
But anyway.
Thanks, Petra. Thanks, Lee. That was a bit bossy of me, wasn't it?
Look, we've got some tips for you just to give your smoothie, just to round off this smoothie education for you. So you've got a full gamut of hints, tips, and clues to. That's okay, Susie, you're fine. We're running a bit late too, no dramas. So here are some tips to help you really get the most out of your smoothies.
So most people will accept the smoothies just fine as they are. They're delicious. If you have a partner or maybe yourself or some really detective kids, some very perceptive kids, then you might find that they turn their nose up. Heaven forbid. So there's some tips to help you navigate that process and to help, I guess, avoid it in the first place. Yeah.
So the first one is pretty much a no-brainer. We're all hyper-stimulated when it comes to sweeteners because sugar is in every dang thing there is. So obviously reducing your sugar intake is important. With Supercharged smoothies, if a standard smoothie ingredient mix or recipe is a little bit not as sweet as what some kids or adults are used to, then maybe add a little bit extra sweetener to start with. So obviously using a natural sweetener like a maple syrup or a honey, an organic honey.
Date paste.
Or a date paste.
That date paste that we all love.
You know, date paste is great because it comes with all the fiber of the date as well, which balances the sugar intake exceptionally well. So date paste would be your number one go-to, followed by some maples or coconut sugar, raw honey, things like that. So,
and when, as we said, was it day 3 or 4? We talked about sweeteners, and I'll just very briefly touch on that now. If you're choosing a whole food sweetener that comes with all those bonus minerals and vitamins, and you're using it as a short-term way to reel people in, to reel those kids into drinking this nutrient-dense smoothie, then in my book that is perfectly okay. And what you can do is when they're accepting it, just every time you make that smoothie again, just gradually ease off on the sweetener and reduce that over time to a level that you think is good for your kids or yourself. Yeah. So that's a great way to use sweetener to improve. Yeah.
And also if you've made a blunder, if you're freestyling and you've stuffed it up a little bit, a bit of sweetener and ice can often really help. So up the sweetener for a short term and then slowly taper that off to make it more nutritionally balanced as you go along. Okay, number 2.
The other way that you can avoid any potential, what do you call it when they put their nose up?
Resistance.
Thank you. Would be to start small on the blend. And like I said, a full serve of blend will go unnoticed by people who are used to whole foods.
Hey, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. Hey, Rachel. Yes, date paste is the bomb. But if you think you've got a perceptive child or a sensitive person, just go for a half serve of the blend, or even a quarter, or even a sprinkling if that's what it takes. I know that I spoke to some mums a few challenges ago who had children on the spectrum and who were very perceptive with textures, very perceptive with tastes. And so they literally started with like a teaspoon sprinkled in that blender, and then they whizzed it up till the cows came home. And that's how they gradually got their kids on the smoothies. And every time they made it, they would just up that blend a little bit more until it was to a level that was really delivering solid nutrition. Sorry. It's better doing that. It's better doing that than them just rejecting it once and you throwing your hands in the air saying, oh, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll jump in now.
Yes.
That's more appropriate time. Now, I guess the science behind that is that our taste buds, our tongues, obviously can be conditioned. And for most diets, they're conditioned towards a sweet and flavor enhanced aspect or spectrum of food. So what we want to do is we want to reprogram or recalibrate your taste buds. And so by incrementally increasing some booster blend, because it's in terms of balancing that with the sweet fruit or the sweetener that you've put in there, you want to slowly adjust your taste buds to the optimal outcome, which is it's about nutrition. End of the day, we've been programmed to be flavor for food, but it's mostly about nutrition. That doesn't mean our food has to be flavorless.
Has to be flavorsome to get people to accept it.
But by slowly, gradually increasing the less flavor explosive parts of any food will allow you to adjust and progress slowly. And a testament to this, when we first started smoothies, they needed to be really sweet for me because that's just how it was. But now I have double servings of the nutrition boosters. My kids don't like my smoothies because they are not super flavorsome. They are palatable for me, and that's fine because that's how I like them. But they're so full of nutrition that I get an incredible burst in the morning, which is probably two meals worth of nutrition. So I'm totally cool and happy with that.
This is coming from a man who used to put, I don't know how many eggs in the smoothie every morning.
That was
intense.
Yeah. But I don't do that anymore. But it's full of the booster premixes because 2, 3, 4 scoops even sometimes. And that gives me an incredible hit.
Maria, good question. Let's keep the questions until after we've finished the tips, and then we'll give away a prize, and then we'll go into the questions.
We've got a Q&A.
Goodbye, fly.
Oh, we've got a fly joining us. All right.
So our taste buds literally are receptors to the brain. So even though our taste buds are accustomed to certain tastes, really it's our brain that makes the decision about whether we like something or not. And the good news is that our taste buds renew very quickly. And so there's ways that we can entice the brain to accept new foods. And the first one is familiarity. And so if you can increase familiarity with your it's hard,
familiarity.
Okay? If you think about all 5 senses, right? You've got sight, help me out here, smell, taste, touch, and sound. You can hit all 5 of these senses through your smoothie making with, say, let's just say it's your kids who are needing to be cajoled over to a nutrient-dense smoothie. So if they can see you making the smoothie, if they see that routinely, that's going to add and increase that familiarity to the smoothies. If they can smell the ingredients before you put it in, if they can touch even better the fruits, the vegetables, if they can touch all that before you put it in the smoothie, it's all normalizing it for them. And so even if you go shopping with them and they're the ones that pick up the cucumber or the strawberries or whatever it is that you're going to put in that smoothie, if they've chosen it from the market or from the shop and they've put it in the basket and helped you pay for it, carry it home, put it in the fridge, all those steps add to that familiarity.
That one?
Sure. Familiarity. Now, do you want to talk about toppers?
Yeah. So one way that we started introducing these smoothies to our kids is by making them super pretty on the top, and also topping them with things that,
we call them toppers.
Topping your smoothie with maybe bits of yummy fruit or flavored nuts or whatever it is, just to give it more enticement for the kids. So if they're sitting there with a new smoothie in front of them and there's some really yummy toppers, some mango, some raspberries,
Berries are a good one. Just chuck
Berries
some
are
frozen
awesome.
berries on top.
Yeah.
Confession, I have also used choc chips.
Yes, she has.
Good quality ones.
Yes, she has. Anyway, so toppers can really help the kids to experiment or to introduce the smoothie to their diets. So they'll scoop it up with a spoon, they'll eat their toppers, and they'll obviously get some of that smoothie as well, and they'll dig through to get some of the toppers that have fallen down, and so they get more of the smoothie into them. So toppers are a great way to introduce.
Yep. And like we said, every time that they're getting just a few drops even or a few spoonfuls of that smoothie, then it's
an exposure.
Exactly. It's another exposure that's literally changing their taste buds and their receptors to their brain to make it more acceptable and eventually to even accept it and love it.
Yeah. So you can play games too is another one.
Yeah. What's Rosie? You want to tell them about the game Rosie does?
Rosie loves to be a cat.
Rosie's our 4-year-old.
Yeah. And she 4.5.
Oh, I was going to say 5. That's why I was a bit unsure.
So Rosie loves being a cat, and she'll lap things up. So we'll put a little cat dish in front of her with smoothie in it, and she will lap it up.
Whatever it takes.
Cat. Yeah. So lots of different games can help figure some out.
So texture. Some people are averse to grainy textures. I am too. I like my smoothies to be really smooth. So make sure you're blending it sufficiently to make it nice and smooth. If you're finding that it's still grainy, perhaps it's your blender. Perhaps you're not blending it long enough. Or thirdly, try soaking the blend before you. So what I mean by that is if you take your serving of blend, add some water to it the night before, in the morning, just dump it into your blender with all the rest of your ingredients, it may give a smoother texture and it's activating those ingredients for you as well. I personally don't do that just because I don't think of it the night before and it's just what do you feel like for breakfast this morning? What flavor? Throw it all in. But I've heard that some people like doing that if their blender's not super, I don't know, powerful or they just prefer it that way.
Yeah.
And
I blend for ages. So I'm 90 seconds to 2 minutes because I love to just make it that super smooth consistency.
He puts heaps of oats in his as well.
There's lots of
he likes to have like 2 meals worth into one meal.
Yeah.
But also Carly's son, I think it's Jax, loves the all-rounder as a mousse. And so if you remember in day one's video, we made the chocolate mousse and then made the chocolate smoothie. And if you put that in the fridge for, I don't know, a couple of hours, maybe overnight, but it shouldn't take more than a couple of hours, it turns into like a mousse.
Choc mousse, hence the name.
Yeah.
Choc mousse all-rounder.
Yep. So give that a go too.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So adding some crunch. So some people like to eat rather than drink. It's not for everyone, but if you're finding that some of your kids or someone in your family is missing that sensation of chewing, then serve it with a little side of chopped carrot sticks or whatever crunch they like, and then they can dip it into their smoothie or they can have it on the side. It's also going to contribute to that cephalic stage that we know, chewing helps to, get our digestive enzymes going. The good news is too, though, that chewing only contributes to about 30% of that digestive enzyme action. And so all those things that we spoke about before, the smell, the sight, the anticipating of the smoothie, all that stuff also helps that cephalic stage of our digestion where our stomach's getting ready to accept the food and digest it well. So, interesting little tidbit there. So we've talked about making ice cream or pops, smoothie pops with it. You can make ice cream or nice cream bowls. Just
use less liquid and more fruit if you want nice cream.
Really cool. There's a cool nice cream recipe in the ebook that you should definitely try.
It's so good.
Super yum. And get creative with the non-smoothies.
Yeah, someone asked actually in the group, how do I do this in winter? How do I get all this nutrition in winter? And to be honest, I think we're a bit geeky when it comes to smoothies, and we have our smoothies year round. But
we are in the Sunshine Coast, Queensland too.
It doesn't get very cold. But what we've found works really well. You can put the choc all-rounder in porridge, and it makes the most delicious chocolate porridge.
Works well.
It does. And there's a whole bunch of other ideas too that you can use the blends for. And there's lots of ideas. Well, there's a few ideas in the ebook, and we're always collecting more ideas as well.
Yeah. So that's some tips. We hope you guys enjoy those on top of the...
Sorry, there's one more.
Oh, there's one more.
Milkshakes.
Okay. So the milkshakes is a cool way for those who love chocolate milk which is kids.
And me.
Okay, yes, kids and adults alike. If you want to have a really wholesome and really nice and super good for you nutritious chocolate milk, you can take your chocolate rounder smoothie blend and whiz it up into a powder,
like
in
in
a
a
food processor or a blender.
Yeah, you need a mill to make it like a Milo, like really fine.
Okay, your mill attachment of your blender is probably the best way to put it. Yeah.
And then I just add to make up for no frozen sweet potato. I just add a little bit of sweet potato flour, and then I also add a little bit more sugar because I'm like it's like a Milo replacement. It's like a treat, right?
It's good.
And it is so good. Our kids love it.
Yeah.
And
so it's a much more nutritious, really good for you version of Milo. So have it cold, have it warm. That's a good thing to do. You got to try it.
Yeah. We're hoping to bring it out as a product to order soon, but we're just, every time we make it on scale, it just isn't quite right. So we're just perfecting that before we bring it out.
Yeah. So try your milkshake at home, chocolate milkshake. Okay.
Do you want to do one?
Okay.
Do you want me to do that one?
You can do it.
Okay. The gut loving smoothie has living ferments, like it has a small amount of probiotic in there, right? So if your little ones are not accustomed to probiotics or living fermented foods, then you might just want to start small on that one and then just gradually work your way up. Yeah,
no issues, but yeah, just start small.
Yeah,
if you feel that way inclined. All right.
I think we can.
Tips.
I think we.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
We've told about the flowers. Yep. If you need to thicken your smoothie at all, I always just add extra oats and extra booster. That does the job for me. But you can.
I add frozen banana.
You can thicken with chia seed, sweet potato puree, even ice thickens up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a shot.
If you have a failed smoothie, because we're going to have lots of people freestyling, right, their own smoothies. If you have a fail, we had a gazillion of them in the development of these smoothies. Yep. So we didn't want to waste them all. So we had to come up with creative ways to save them. Tip number 1, there's no coming back from using too much green banana resistant starch.
Don't use it.
Just write it off. You can only use one scoop in one smoothie. And the other one too is if you've got a failed smoothie, just add more sweetener and ice. We did cover that.
We did cover the failure. We had a question from Rachel Much. She says, Lainey, you're amazing. Jordan's okay. Will those tips be in the book? Yes. Are they all those tips in the book? I believe they are. I'll post them in the group. Let me make a note to do that because I do have them all typed up. Okay. Thanks for that question, Rachel. Appreciate it. Tips. And Trisha and Graham Hathaway have asked, how many smoothies will you get out of the premixes? 10. 10 servings. Or for me, 5 servings. Do you really do a double every time? Not every time. Depends on what mood I'm in. If I really need that extra nutrition boost, I'm having a late lunch, whatever, then yeah, I'll double it. Yeah, so if he's having 2 meals in one, you'll double. The more nutrition, the better. I mean, your body, as far as I'm aware, can't really overload on good nutrition. So if I give it more, it'll use everything that it possibly can, and then the rest goes elsewhere. But, the more the merrier, I say. Yeah. We worked really hard with our partnered nutritionist and naturopath, and we worked on every different blend to make sure that it was delivering a perfectly balanced meal. So 1 serve of these blends will give you a balanced meal and more. But some people just like to go double. And we've had them many times as lunches and dinners, not just breakfast. And dessert. So they work really well if you've come home late or dinner didn't work out and you just need a quick something to give a hit of nutrition, fruit, vegetables, and all the other macros. Great. Smoothie, smash a smoothie for dinner and you're away. So we have some questions now. We're going to move on to the Q&A section. So we've got some that have been given to us already. Carly compiled them kindly. Thank you, Carly. Thanks, girls. And there's not too many today, so we shouldn't spend too long getting through them all. Spend 30 minutes. So should we give the savings code out now in case anyone has to go before we start the Q&A? Yeah. Okay. If you need to go. Okay. So the savings code to shop, which will be valid from now until Tuesday midnight, it's simply SS extra 10%. So I'm going to post it as a comment for those who are keen extra 10%. Now you pop that in at your checkout on the Whole Food Collective store, and it's valid for all smoothie ingredients,
all blends,
all smoothie blend, premix blends,
and all equipment. It's massive
affiliated
category.
with this. Yeah, it's big. So jump on, check it out, and if you want to shop, there's your code Supercharged Smoothies, extra 10%. Now that's 10% on top of the membership discount. If you want to shop as a member under a free trial, that 10% becomes more like 20 to 40, depends on the product you're shopping for. So yeah, jump on, check it out. You don't have to stay a member. If you just want to exit after your shopping with us, that's fine. I don't
think you're going to want to, though.
I think you're gonna appreciate what we do, and you're going to love being a member. So we hope you stick with us. But there's the code. Jump on, use it at checkout. Shop under a free trial to get even more discount.
After the live, we're going to send you the category so you can click through and just see everything that the discount applies to. And so you'll get the blends are already 10% off for members, so you get 20% off the blends. And on average, the ingredients with the extra 10%, like I said, would be around that 40% below RIP, but it varies, of course, but that's on average. And then the equipment depends, tumblers and things like that depends as well, but maybe about 20%, 30%, something like that.
A good smoothie tumbler, insulated, will keep that smoothie cold and delicious for hours.
It's so good. And actually, that's the other winter tip, is that if it's too cold in the start of the day, make your smoothie at the start of the day before you leave the house, but have it for lunch, still cold in your tumbler, because it's a bit warmer at lunchtime.
Yeah, cool. So. All right. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to move on to the questions. If you have, okay, Kylie has a question. What are the requirements to become a member? You just be a member. It costs $69 a year, but that kicks in after your free 14-day trial. So there's no requirements except you're in Australia and you love whole food.
We'll send you the link to get that free trial for you, Stephanie. And Sharon says that she's been doing dinners with the smoothies. Yoo-hoo!
Nice one.
Awesome. Yeah. And Petra, yes, if you have a is it called a concession card? What's the word? What's the word for the concession card? If you have a concession card, you get a free membership.
Oh yeah. So we have a part of the Whole Food Collective which we haven't fully built out yet, but we'll let you know about that right now. It's called Collective Karma. Lane doesn't like that name, but I love it because we're the collective, and it's karma because what goes around comes around. Anyway, so Collective Karma states that with every paid membership,
Rochelle, you got it.
With every paid membership, we give away a membership to a low-income family on healthcare card because we want as many people possible involved. And shortly, you'll have opportunity to help bolster the shopping carts of those people and other projects that we're supporting at checkout with donating some rounding up for donations and stuff like that. So that's called Collective Karma. Yes. Let us know. Reach out through Hello at the Whole Food Collective. Whoever asked that question, that was Petra. And yeah, we'll help you out with that one.
All right.
So Q&A.
Q&A. Do you want to read the question from here?
Feel free to drop any more questions on here if we don't cover something you want to know about smoothies.
And if I miss a question or we run out of time or whatever, I'll come back to them.
Okay, here we go. Question and answer session. Rhonda Ferguson says, now this is tricky. I would like to boost my metabolism and reduce my cholesterol. Not sure which food/foods will help. Any suggestions? Thank you for the question.
I love that Rhonda has married the two up. She knows that food can help those two goals. So let's just separate them out. I should actually start. I am not a health professional. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a naturopath. But I have just learned a few things along the way. So I would always suggest that you go and talk to someone who is qualified. But I do love to share what I do know. When it comes to cholesterol, we just finished a fiber challenge, kind of like the smoothie challenge, but it's about fiber. We partnered with a gut guru named Kirsty Worth, and she taught some pearlers about fiber. When it comes to cholesterol, fiber is an essential, vital thing that we need to have in our bodies to be able to eliminate our hormones. And so how do I eliminate I'm going to excess hormones. So soluble fibers help absorb that cholesterol. And so we need that soluble fiber to be in there doing its job so that we can absorb that cholesterol and get rid of it through our digestive system. If we don't have enough fiber, then we can't do that. And so, so much stuff running through my head. When it comes to those hormones, if we don't excrete them through our stools, then they end up going through this like a Ferris wheel through our body. They just keep on circling around and around in our body. And
causing havoc.
Causes havoc. And so we
not
need
that
fiber.
I've noticed that. I'm just people tell me that it causes havoc. I haven't noticed it personally in any women in my life. It's just you know, just a thing that someone told me.
Yes, totally. And so when it comes to fiber, what you'll find with these smoothies is that there's an incredible amount of fiber in these smoothies. And I'd love to, that's someone else's question coming up, has to do with the nutritional tables of each smoothie. So I'll get to that at the time. But having a smoothie every day is going to give you a huge amount, about 50% of your baseline requirement for fiber for the day. So going hard for fiber and also good fats is going to help reduce that bad cholesterol. So it might be counterintuitive that you're going to eat fat and reduce your cholesterol, but it's the good fats, the heart healthy fats, that are going to help contribute the LDL cholesterol and help reduce that bad cholesterol. So fiber, good fats for reducing bad cholesterol.
Right on.
When it comes to metabolism though, okay, so the higher your metabolism, obviously the more calories you're going to burn. There's a few different things that we can go into to help your metabolism. The first one is protein-rich foods. So when we're talking about smoothies, you want to reach for things like your hemp seeds. You can even throw some chickpeas in there. That's been done many times. And I saw someone in the group have a photo of one of their bases that they froze together with chickpeas in it, which I thought was a great move. And so that your body requires more energy to digest that protein. So in that way, it does help increase that metabolism. So nuts and seeds, hemp seeds, chickpeas, cacao powder, chia and linseeds, yes. And there's lots more ideas in the ebook. There's a dedicated section to protein-rich foods for smoothies.
Yeah.
So other foods that help your metabolism, foods that are high in iron, zinc, and selenium. Now, this is where our smoothies really shine as well. Do you remember day one?
Chocolate Rounder.
Yeah. We spoke about the power of seeds. And naturopath Jess Donovan, who also consulted with us in the nutritional breakdown of these smoothies, she says that there's 5 essential nutrients that we need to survive, right? And there's 4 that seeds deliver on. And so iron, zinc, and selenium are all covered with seeds. So by adding seeds into your smoothie, you're really delivering big on those 3, which support your thyroid. Your thyroid is absolutely paramount in the in your metabolism. So you want to support that thyroid by having foods that are rich in iron, zinc, and selenium. So I did prepare a list of foods that were high in those, but it's going to be too much. So I will post that in the group. I will just put a circle around that so I remember. I can get a bit too detail oriented.
Yeah. Let's move on. So hopefully, Rhonda, that's answered your question about smoothies and metabolism and cholesterol. Good luck with all that.
There's more. I'll post it for you.
Okay. All right, Jen Nardello. You're welcome. I'm right into all of my ferments, so this all complements it really. Reducing cholesterol and balancing my hormones is my biggest thing. Having cholesterol issues in the family is a biggie, and 50 isn't that far away for me, so my hormones are all over the shop. To balance them is naturally my goal. Great. I think Lainey just covered that with her hormones.
There's a theme going on here, cholesterol and hormones. Now, anyone that's asking about cholesterol and hormones, please keep an eye out on our emails that we'll send. We're going to send you an email once a week from this point on after the challenge ends, just with fresh recipes and lots of great stuff. But in those emails, we advertise new challenges that we're running. And so early next year, we're going to run a fiber challenge, and you're going to learn all about how fiber helps with cholesterol and hormones.
Yep.
And so, fiber really is the gold standard when it comes to modulating our hormone health. And
Nicole did the fiber challenge. Nicole Jones.
Hey,
fantastic.
Nicole.
Glad you enjoyed it, mate. Thank you. Okay, so Rachel Stanley has said, can I please ask your opinion on zucchini in smoothies? I love to add raw frozen zucchini. It gives such creaminess, but wonder if it packs enough punch in terms of health benefits. Thanks for all the learning. You're welcome. Zucchini.
All right, Rachel. Yes, zucchini is wonderful. And you're right. It does add a whole bunch of creaminess to your smoothie. And look, whether it's the most nutrient-dense vegetable, I guess, is debatable, but it does have a lot going for it. It's rich in vitamin A and a whole bunch of things that I can't remember. But, I know it's got, I did write it down. Good stuff in it, right? But you don't want to be relying on 1 or 2 or 3 vegetables as you go to all the time, because diversity is where it's at. You want diversity in all that you do. And so that's what we've aimed for and achieved in the blends that we offer. But also you want to keep that in mind when you're choosing your fruits and your vegetables and your liquids, because our bodies and our minds need a vast variety of every type of nutrient and mineral and vitamin going in there, and fibers also going in there and doing their thing, because if we don't, our microbiome will not be hearty and robust, and our microbiome basically dictates everything. So diversity is definitely the way to go. So yes, I would say big thumbs up for zucchini, but just make sure you use lots of different veggies as well. Yeah,
diversity.
All right. Nice.
That was good. That's good. All right, let's have another question here from Linda Ma. Hi, I'm enjoying the challenge and will start to assemble the ingredients you have suggested tomorrow when my hectic life has settled down. Understand?
Yeah, we understand.
I do have a question, though, about raw brassicas. They are known
Say it.
Goitrogens. I've never read that word before. And I wondered what your thoughts were on this. What are your thoughts on goitrogens?
Well done. So there are so many pros and cons with eating raw food versus steamed food versus cooked food versus any type of food. And at the end of the day, I remember talking to Kirsty Worth, the gut guru, about all these things. And at the end of the day, she just had the greatest wisdom in her answer. And I'm going to repeat it to you. Diversity. We've touched on it already. But I've done some reading on some studies of the benefits between raw and cooked food. And the consensus was this, that those who are on a raw diet have really high levels of many vitamins and minerals, but are quite low in an antioxidant called lycopene. And that's because lycopene is produced when things are cooked, one of the most predominant ways it is through cooked food. And vice versa, if you're constantly having cooked food, you're missing out on those vitamins that are easily affected by heat, like your water-soluble vitamins, your vitamin C, your vitamin B. That stuff gets affected by heat quite easily. And so even though there are pros and cons to having raw brassica versus cooked brassica, if you are having a balanced intake of raw versus cooked, many different types of foods and fruits and veggies, you can't really go wrong unless you have a very specific health issue that you need to address. And so that was the advice coming from gut guru Kirsty Worth.
Yeah, balance. Have some raw, have some cooked.
Yeah.
Cool. Raw vegetables for your breakfast smoothie, cooked vegetables for your dinner. That might work. Anyway, I hope that helps. Rachel Ford asks, are there nutritional tables for the 5 smoothies we are making? Yes. Next question. No, we better tell her.
So, Rachel, there are nutritional table breakdowns on both the website where you can order the blend and also on the label of the jar that it comes in. However, we have a more comprehensive nutritional table that I have in an Excel spreadsheet. When Carly saw it, she had a massive laugh. She's like, oh, my goodness, I knew you guys were thorough, but I didn't know you were that thorough. We've got this spreadsheet that just lists every possible nutrient and its levels for every ingredient and its totals. Anyway, we're not legally allowed to claim levels of nutrients and vitamins and minerals unless we pay, like, how much was it?
About 150,000.
Oh, it's 150,000. For each of them.
Yeah, altogether.
To get them tested in a lab. And so there is a workaround that's more of a long-term solution for us. But I think if we just post it in the group and just say, look, we're not claiming that this is exactly as it is. And, we get all the data from our spec sheets. So the spec sheet is what the supplier gives us. Now, the supplier has already done their testing and they've paid the money to get the ingredient tested. So they know exactly what vitamins and minerals are in the food. So we're replicating that and just putting it on a sheet. So it's accurate, but we're not legally allowed to say that's exactly what's in the smoothie. So I can post it within the group, but I can't put it on the label or the website. So I can go ahead and do that.
Yes, you can. All right, this is blowing out a little bit. Let's go for
last question.
Kath Wilson. I've heard that it depends where the Brazil nuts are grown. Brazil nuts are grown?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they grown in Brazil?
Well, I don't know what
how much selenium is in the soil as to their potential uptake of selenium and nutritive value of this mineral. That's the case with every single thing that's grown. If you grow something in nutrient deficient soil, then obviously the fruits of what you're growing will be less robust in its nutrient profile. But for selenium and Brazil nuts specifically,
the country with the most selenium in its soil is, not surprisingly, North and South America. So Brazil nuts that we have are grown in Brazil. And it's interesting. It's one of the pros and cons. You know, we love to support Australian farmers and Australian food, and we do wherever we can. But Brazil nuts we get from Brazil. And it's interesting. I didn't really consciously know this until you asked the question. And this morning I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Let me have a look into it. So I looked at our spec sheet, which we've just told you has been tested in a lab. So we know that the Brazil nut that we're giving you has been tested to have per 100 grams 2,959 micrograms of selenium. Now, when I look up how much selenium is in a Brazil nut, typically 920. So that's triple what is expected selenium levels in a Brazil nut. Now, importantly, don't have too many Brazil nuts because selenium is an essential. It is essential for us. But we can have too much of it. So having 2 Brazil nuts a day, I've heard, is a good amount to have.
Yeah.
So there you go, Brazil nuts.
So that's the Q&A. If there's anything else, let's have a look on here. Maria said, I'm sorry if it's been asked, if I don't add ice, will it affect the taste? It will.
Well, it's interesting.
I think it does.
We love using ice in our smoothies, but so often in the group, people have said, oh, it's too cold for me. I'm going to omit the ice. That happens a lot. So I think we just
we're in Queensland. So
yeah, it's true.
It's really hot all the time. So yes, we love ice. I guess that's a personal choice. Try, experiment with, without, see what you think. Try it without. If you don't like it, add ice. Boom. Okay. Let's go on. Sydney's very cold.
Yeah. Hopefully not so much anymore. Is that what you were going to say?
No, I wasn't. I was going to say hopefully not the people, though.
Oh.
I'm from Sydney, Maria, originally. Freshwater. Represent. Okay. When it's winter, yes, it is. Yes, it is cold.
Oh, okay, Petra. I will email it then. Yep. That was a good point. I'll make sure it's not just in Facebook.
Good, Petra. Whoa, doesn't use ice. Doesn't bother me here in Melbourne.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, so that's personal preference with the ice, but we have them up here because you need ice and everything up here. Okay, so unless there's any other questions.
I was going to show you guys some of the blends, but I can't see any that are my next two. Sorry, I can't turn around.
What, you want me to get some?
Do you mind, Naz?
I'll grab them.
It's always good just to see it. And can we grab a tumbler? Oh, I bought a tumbler. Anyway, I just wanted to show you what was on offer so that you could get a feel for it. But Maria's from Canada, so she knows all about being cold.
Oh, okay. There's a couple.
So these are actually the 2 most popular blends. You've got the all-rounder, which is the go-to for kids and anyone that just loves chocolate. The gut-loving one is so popular because it's so powerful and it's just disguises in quite easily, so it's good for kids also.
Yes.
The other one that I think is most popular taste-wise is, surprisingly, the detox, the green detoxify green goddess smoothie is another one that people just rave about the taste with. And we've actually just tweaked the Brain Boost recipe. And I'm going to tell you a little story. Over the weekend, I'll email it to you because we're out of time now. But the last challenge that we ran last month, I stayed up. We were preparing all of our Christmas blends, like Jordan showed you the roasted maple nut mix. And I was developing the recipe for the bliss ball mix that we've done for Christmas. And I stayed up way too late. It was in the early hours of the morning and I was still there making bliss balls. And I woke up the next day. I was dog tired. I was so tired. And I'm now telling the story that I said I wouldn't tell because I'm going to, we're out of time. But basically, the cherry ripe immunity smoothie, I'm now blabbering, is amazing at boosting your energy levels. So I'll leave it there, but I'll tell you the whole story on email this weekend.
Yeah, look forward to it. Are we giving away a prize here today,
my goodness. We forgot to do like the most fun part. Okay, so would you write down a number thing?
Yeah.
We've got 2 prizes to give away. We've got we've got the day 5 prize, which is someone who commented on the thread, on the day 5 thread.
Oh.
Do you want to open that up?
Day 5 thread.
And then we've got the major prize, which is...
Okay, so what we're going to do is...
Drum roll.
We're going to give one lucky winner today here on live with us, one of each of these 5 supercharged smoothie blends. So you get the full suite sent out to you. You can choose whether to have the standard, this is the standard supercharged, or the supercharged suite, 5 of the blends, or 5 of the gluten-free supercharged smoothie blends.
Yes, we do have gluten-free options. Yes. And soon to be a vegan option for the gut-loving smoothie as well.
Yeah. So what we normally do in these lives is we want to get some feedback from you. So what we do is we write down a number. Now, how many people are live? So between 1 and 50, it's going to be. Lainey's going to write it down now, and she's not going to show you. Now, what we want you guys to do is write in the comments here your favorite, single most favorite takeaway from the Supercharged smoothie.
That was the challenge for this morning. I just doubled up. We should have thought this through better.
No, we always do it this way.
I know. I changed the challenges this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you can repeat what you've done.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just type in the comments your single most incredible or beneficial or groundbreaking, inspirational, whatever you want to call it, piece of information from the Supercharged Smoothie Challenge. Type it in the comments right here. Lainey's already written down the number. After you comment, you have to add the number that's between 1 and 50. And if you guess it right, you win the prize. If you get whoever gets closest, if we don't get an exact guess, whoever gets the closest shall win the prize. So we normally do that before the Q&A, so you can write it all out while we do the Q&A, and then
we don't expect big paragraph answers.
No, yeah, right. No, just write whatever. You know, I like the fact that
it's good feedback for us too.
Jordan's got a cool mustache. Whatever from the challenge, you can write it in, and yeah, it is great feedback. We love feedback. We just love it. Obviously, both types of feedback, because we want to make this challenge and everything that we do incredible. So yeah, what's the biggest groundbreaking, mind-blowing, inspirational tip that you've learned? And then write down the number. People are starting. That's great. Get in there, guys. And once we have exhausted all those entries, we shall announce who has won.
And while we give people a chance to do that, let's announce the day 5 winner today. So if you click on day 5 down here, that pinned post at the top of the group's come in handy for us right now. Click on day 5. Hope you guys found that handy. The group gets crazy, right? Like everyone posts in there and it gets a little bit hectic. So having that at the top is handy. Okay, so I saw some beautiful comments. Guys, thank you for your beautiful comments coming through on today's day 5 post in the Facebook group. I don't think there were any on email that we had to add into this, so that's handy because it would be a bit complex to do right now.
So we're not going to announce it on here. We're going to announce it now and then.
We'll announce it now. Yeah, you might just have to randomly select.
Oh, so I've got to choose. Oh,
yeah.
Heck.
The pressure's on.
What if it's the same person that's here that gets it?
Oh, that'll be just a double, won't it? They'll have a double whammy. Oh. Yeah, it is a great prize, isn't it? Yeah, you're right, Sharon. Prepping and planning is key and makes it sustainable. And that's what I hope that everyone's been able to do through this challenge is do that prep. So then it's just so easy from here on out. And every time you run out of something, just quickly put it back in there. One thing doesn't take long.
And it is truly the key to success. You prepare and you're away.
So. We ran out of sweet potato puree recently, which never happens in our house. We always have it on hand. And it did. It
whole system in chaos.
Yeah, it was.
Everything collapsed.
Just couldn't function anymore.
On the ground, fetal position, crying. But that's the motivation behind these things. You prepare. You have your pre-mix. Scoop. You're done. Super simple. So I'm choosing day 5 winner.
I love reading all this stuff, guys. Thank you. Oh, someone's close to that number.
Someone got the number, doll.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I see it now. All right, so we need to let these lovely people go. So
right.
you choose one, and then I'll announce this one.
I'm just going to choose a random there.
Okay.
Oh, from Brisbane, Queensland. So the day 5 challenge winner, what do they get?
They get they get this one. This was day 5 video, so they get the gut loving one.
Sweet gut loving blend plus the ebook. That goes to Suzanne Clark.
Congrats, Suzanne. I don't know if you're on here right now, but if you're not, we'll reach out and make sure that you get your blend.
I'll just add it in the Facebook comments.
Ask her to reach out to us because we don't have her email. Oh, we may not be able to find her email address if it's different to her name. So, guys, the major prize winner, we might want to make sure that there's not 2 people because we might have to do we might have to do a thing. So let me just scroll through again to make sure that there's no other number. Okay. 33, guys.
Oh, and that was added as the second entrance by Cheryl Rice. Cheryl, congratulations. What? Yeah, she put it.
Oh, no. But Maria did as well.
Where's Maria?
We're going to have a...
Maria's got 33 as well.
So Maria and... I'm going to do this again. Maria and... Who was it?
Maria and Cheryl.
Maria and
Rock, paper,
Cheryl.
scissors.
If you're still here, which we hope you are, let's do it again.
Between 1 and 10 this time.
Between 1 and 10. Maria and Cheryl.
Yeah, so Maria, Cheryl, let us know. Drop your number. Maria, which number do you choose? Cheryl, which number do you choose? It's a...
Oh, Maria's 33 years old.
Nice one. Okay.
It was meant to be.
So, okay, Cheryl's put her number. Maria, what's your response to Cheryl's? We've chosen ours. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Do we do the closest or do we do?
Yes, we have got to do the closest. That's what we said we'd do. All right, Cheryl, you are the lucky winner. Sorry, Maria.
Well done, guys. Thank you for participating. We really appreciate all your feedback. Hope you enjoy the knowledge. We really hope you guys are going to experience an incredible nutrition boost from here on in terms of feeding you and your families with incredible food so that you can have energy, you can have brain stimulation, you can have everything you need, reduce disease potential, all this great stuff by eating as much of the goodness of the good food that you can get into your bodies. We really hope you've enjoyed the Supercharged Smoothie Challenge. We always love running them. Yeah. And we'll be running them again next year. So keep an eye out. If you want to do a rehash or recap, that's fine. No dramas. You jump on in. Reminder about the ebook. We're sending it out within a few minutes of us being finished here. And that smoothie code or the code for the smoothie blends and smoothie ingredients will finish Tuesday midnight. Yes. Yeah. So I must admit, though, we are a little bit understocked on the blends. So
the person who makes our chicken broth, bone broth powder for this one, has hit a snag, and that they're a small bunch who get certified organic chicken bones, and they do such a fabulous clean job. We quizzed them till the cows came home. We even called their suppliers of their suppliers to make sure the whole chain was clean to make sure it was going in this guy. And so we don't want to swap suppliers because we know this guy's the best. So yeah, he's just hit a snag. So hopefully he's going to come through for us just in the nick of time, and we'll be able to make sure that these get away for you on the Wednesday.
Yeah. So jump in. Let us know if you have any questions. The email will spell out all the real simple way to get a free trial and to shop as a member. If you want to do that, then look out for the email. And take care.
You guys have been amazing.
Hopefully we'll see you around the collective community. You'll get some emails on how to continue hanging out with us at the Whole Food Collective. And, yeah, keep an eye out for this fiber challenge and other challenges we're doing. Oh, Naz with a bit of a cameo there. All right, guys, take care. Have a great weekend. We hope
so good to see you.
Yes. Happy eating.
See ya.
See you later.